Renewed energy may be forever changed by this invention. Hello, and welcome back to TechSphere, guys. Today, we are going to talk about an invention that will change the concept of renewable energy forever. Since the beginning of the technological era, everything has been innovated from time to time for the ease of mankind. The competition is also strong, and each tech company is aiming to produce the most advanced technology of the time. Same is the case with energy production. The new invention that we are going to discuss today will blow your mind. From the start, researchers are finding the ways to produce energy for electricity by the cheapest, and the resource should be accessible all the time. And for this regard, one of the most creative inventions is floating turbines. These floating turbines use the energy of the flowing tides, and this is just epic. Have you ever heard of this technology? Maybe some of you have read about using the energy of tides in your textbooks, but this invention is something else. Off the coast of Scotland, one of such plants has already started generating electricity. So if apocalypse occurs in the future, Scotland has a powerful source of electricity generation medium, and they will not have to worry about it. If you think that the sun is the only renewable source of energy, then you are wrong. If you haven't read about the impact of the moon on Earth twice a day, causing the water in the oceans and seas to create tidal waves, then you will enjoy this video. Tidal force is actually the gravitational pull of the moon on Earth that causes water on the Earth to bulge out in rivers, seas, and oceans. So the tidal waves that are created due to this phenomenon are the best source of generating power in the planet. And those water bodies are the best locations to set and install tidal turbines. These tidal turbines can convert colossal kinetic energy into electricity. Guys, the concept of this type of technology is not the first of its kind. People in the old days, especially in Europe and the Middle East, have also utilized the power of low tides by building tidal mills. At the end of the 12th century, such tidal mills filled the entire western coast of Europe. Then later, Americans also started to install these tidal mills in their areas. But in the 20th century, tidal energy was used in full force. The first kind of this type of power plant was built on the French bank of the English Channel in the Rands River. Engineers chose this place with care because the difference in the water level here is about 13 meters, with the speed of the tidal currents reaching to 90 km per hour. After the 6 years of construction in 1967, the structure of this power plant was completed. That contained the power units, release locks, navigation locks, and the dam. The dam had 24 turbo alternators that could function both as turbines and pumps. After 11 years in 1978, it was estimated that the electricity produced by these power plants is cheaper than the electricity produced by the nuclear power plants. So people slowly started to realize that the investment that they do in the construction of huge nuclear plants for electricity is not a good choice, and it is putting them in loss. In 1968, Soviet engineers made another successful step in the development of the tidal power plant. They built a prefabricated power plant in Murmansk. They have planted the power station remotely many kilometers away from their permanent deployment location, and it worked. And the last greatest success was shown by the Orbital Marine Power Scottish company. This company has completed the construction of the most powerful floating tidal turbine in the world. The cost of this project was also high, and it was about $300 million. The idea of creating this turbine came into the minds of the owners of the Orbital Marine Power in the midst of 2000. Also, CNBC has reported that this turbine can generate 2 megawatts of electricity. The main idea was to produce an environmentally friendly and good predictable energy solution. This project took 15 years to complete by the Orbital team. In the meantime, they created a prototype and gained the support of the British government. At the end, they were able to produce not just a prototype, but the fully operating and environmentally friendly floating station. Engineers had to take care of so many things while manufacturing this floating station. Not only did they have to design it from the scratch, but also there was a problem of transporting it from the place of assembly to the place of installation. To overcome this problem, they developed heavy-duty chains with anchors to transport this massive structure. After 18 months of active construction and commissioning, the first station, the O2 station, was finished in 2021. The giant is about the size of a Boeing 747, and it consists of 680 tons of metal and is 72 meters in length. Nobody has seen such a giant beast in the UK. The station was transferred from Dundee to the permanent anchorage place in the streets between Orkney Islands at the end of April 2021. And this place is about 16 kilometers northeast off the Scotland coast. No doubt its transportation was a very big issue, and for this purpose, tractors and tugs were involved, and in a few hours transported it to the destination miraculously. At the seabed, a unit of water is made stationary by the chains anchoring to the seabed. Turbines are held at the angle of 45 degrees in the water with the help of cylinders. O2 lowers its giant arms in the water, supporting two 20-meter-long blades. The density of the seawater is 800 times more than the air, therefore it generates more electricity with the same sized wind turbine. Blades move in reaction to water movement, and the electricity is generated and is sent to the local onshore power grid with the help of the submarine cable. According to Orbital Marine Power, this type of tidal turbine can generate electrical power to 2,000 households. The main problem of this turbine is that its parts need to be maintained regularly. So, to solve this problem, engineers have attached its massive arms to the hydraulic engine for lifting the blades to the surface easily. As we said earlier, that this station is environmentally friendly, and it is due to the fact that the full operating station can prevent the carbon dioxide emission to the atmosphere by more than 2,200 tons per year. And surprisingly, in the UK in 2019, the renewable sources of energy like from the sun, wind, and water have produced more electricity than fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. Also, the United Kingdom has quadrupled the production of green electricity in the past 10 years. That's cool, guys! As compared to O2, the nuclear power plants are the source of major environmental hazards. The harmful radiation is consistently released from these plants, and the level of radiation is increasing day by day. This radiation is toxic for man, animals, and eventually the environment. According to BBC, xenon and krypton have been released somehow from these plants, and not by accident. The generation of electricity using such dangerous plants should be replaced with environmentally friendly O2-like plants. Also, if we talk about fossil fuel consumption, then they are present there forever for us. They also pollute the environment, as they are non-renewable sources. So at the end, they will be completely used, and the cost will be higher with time. CO2 emissions are also very huge from fossil fuel plants. Last but not the least, production of electricity from these types of plants is a very dangerous process. Orbital Marine is aiming for the mass production of such power plants in future, and they have the British government support in this regard. And even with the first O2 plant, it is possible that world will now consider using renewable energy sources instead of fossil fuels. This turbine is expected to operate for the next 15 years. The CEO of Orbital has praised the engineers and his team for the successful manufacture and operation of this world's most powerful power plant. He also said that, "Our vision is that this project is the trigger to harnessing the tidal stream resources around the world to play a role in tackling climate change, whilst creating a new low-carbon industrial sector. Harnessing the ocean wave." This O2 is very advantageous and good because of some reasons. First of all, its transport can be done with simple boats and tugs. The time for installation and cost for it is also reduced by this method. There is no requirement for the production of powerful dams for the operation of this type of power plant. The most important and the most beneficial part of this power plant is that it does not cause harm to the marine flora and fauna. Also, it is not putting any negative impact on the atmosphere. The reason why these power plants are better than solar panels is that they can provide energy without depending on weather conditions. Tides are predictable as compared to the winds or the sunshine, so building this turbine is a very good initiative. The production of the O2 tidal turbine paved the way to the new concept of using renewable energy sources, and it is one of the biggest steps in the technical advancements. So it is better for the world to adapt to the healthy and beneficial procedures of fulfilling the needs of the human beings, rather than polluting the environment and wasting money on the wrong procedures. Hope you have liked today's video. Thanks for watching.